Alright, we're on to the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups traditionally has a woman or a man who is kind of looking off into the clouds and dreaming, right? There are 7 cups and each cup has something different. The cups can sometimes have the same thing, they can sometimes have different things. So one of them has a dragon usually, one of them has jewels, another has a sort of wreath. There's a castle, a snake. Sometimes there can be a mask. This one doesn't have a mask. It has a person with a sheet over its head. But this one has a mask. And then there's also stars in one of the cups. And then this one has the image of a person in that last cup. Okay. Alright, so kind of let's move into the energy and let's see what we notice and see what we feel. So the first thing that I'm getting from this card as I move into it is like, it's like intense desire, like emotional desires. It feels a little bit like a pulling, right? So it may be what this person feels like they're lacking in their life, and so they're kind of like projecting it outside of them. In the form of, like, I don't have enough wealth, I really wish that I could have the wealth, and I wish that I could have the castle, or the magnificent home, right? Like, I wish that I could have the success represented by the wreath. I wish I could have the power represented by the dragon. It's like, I wish I could have these things. So the first thing I notice is that this person doesn't feel like they have these things, which is why they're dreaming of them, and they want them, and they're kind of like, it's like it feels like an emotional longing almost to me. So a lot of the times when we're like really, really wanting something, and it's this pulling energy, you know, we're not grounded in our bodies, and we're not being centered, and we're probably not being realistic. So we're being ungrounded, and we may not actually see everything to a situation, right? Because the other thing that this can represent is possibilities. This person has all these possibilities in front of him, right, to achieve the different things that are in the cups. But if he's being delusional and he's not being grounded, and he's, you know, allowing his desire to overshadow what is right and what is true for him, you know, then he may not be seeing all the sides of a situation. He may not be acknowledging certain things. He may not see the character of certain people. He might be being deluded in some way, or he might just be deluding himself, right? So this is very much a card of wishful thinking and only seeing what you want to see, right? It is also a card of like making things really good or really bad, right? So it's like demonizing something or worshipping something. So it's like, well, this opportunity is all these good things, and there isn't anything bad about this opportunity, right? You know, we've all heard people do that. So it's only seeing the good parts of it and like kind of ignoring like the bad things. Or the converse of that is just only focusing on all the bad things about said opportunity when actually there's several really good things about it, right? So it's not a balanced approach. It's not seeing it in a, it's not seeing all the sides of a situation or seeing all the sides of an opportunity. It's really just like this kind of split view of everything's amazing or everything's terrible, and I'm only going to see what I want to see, and I'm going to project my illusions onto this thing, right? So it's more like you're not actually seeing the thing for what it is. You're not actually seeing the opportunity for what it is. You're seeing your projections onto that thing. You're seeing what you wish that it was, right? Not for actually what it really is, okay? So this card has a lot of energy of just not being grounded. That is, I feel like, the best way that I can put that. So much wishful thinking and not actually being centered. Alright, so we also have the 7 of water. And then we have the 7 of Raphael. And the last card is going to be the 7 of summer. So one of the things that can be useful if you have all these opportunities or all these desires and you're kind of like not seeing them correctly, and you really want to bring yourself back down to center and grounding, is to actually maybe list out the pros and cons of each opportunity, to try to get maybe an opinion from someone else to make sure that you're seeing things accurately and you're not missing something, or you're not romanticizing something too much. The other thing that might be useful is making none of the decisions at hand, right? Maybe when you're in a better headspace, then making a decision when you're not projecting or being delusional or making them all to be like Marian Gold when they're actually not, okay? All right, let's move into the opposite energy. The first thing that I feel with this card reversed is I have no choices. Whereas this is I have too many choices and I'm romanticizing some and demonizing others. This one is, what choices? What are you talking about? I don't have any choices. Or it could almost be like, I don't even know what I want. Like, I couldn't even make a choice if I wanted to because I have no freaking idea what I want. I'm unclear, fuzzy, I'm ambiguous. Sometimes I say that I know what I want, but then later I'm like, no, do I really want that? Right? And a lot of times when we have no idea what we want and we're not able to be clear, specific, or even articulate what our desires are, it's because we're not fully grounded in our body again, right? But this way, when the card is reversed, it's like not being grounded in a different way. Not being grounded in the sense that you can't even feel your like authentic feeling sensations. Whereas this is, we're taking the feelings and we're projecting them out and making this way or this way. This card is, I can't even feel what they are, right? Like, I don't even know. So, you know, if I was the person in this card reversed, I would be doing some serious like journaling and moving into my emotional body and asking myself, what do I want? Why do I want that? Why is this important? You know, what am I going to receive from that? If I do that, how am I going to feel? Right? And really focus on the feeling sensations and not being in my head. When I do feel like I don't know what I want, I will usually go like get a Reiki session, I'll go swimming at the pool, you know, I'll do some sort of physical exercise to ground myself and bring me back down into my body and really like feeling and moving my emotions through my body and feeling connected again. And for some of you, that might mean turning on the music and singing. That's something I've been doing lately, and I sing terribly, so I like, you know, make sure that no one can hear me. But yeah, this is really about connecting more to your body and your true authentic desires. Because the person in this reverse card doesn't know what they want. They're like, I got nothing. And that person might also not know what they want because they're so busy, you know, doing what other people want them to do. And they're more tapped into other people's emotional feelings about what they should do, that they're not tapped into their feelings about what they should do, right? You've got to be running your feelings through your body and not other people's feelings through your body, right? So this person, in the reverse card, it might really be an indication that you're being too empathic and too open and running other people's feelings about what you should do through your body, which is why you're not noticing what your actual feelings are about what you should do in the situation, okay?